I got a smash tap, ignore that. What's up guys, and welcome back to the vlog where you join me with a Evora GT. Now I have been driving this for a couple hours now, and I can confidently say this is one of my favorite cars I have ever driven. This thing is amazing. I love it. It's so engaging to drive for what it is and for how loud it is and sporty it is and all that, right? It's an Evora GT, not just an Evora or an Evora 400. It's an Evora GT. So it is the highest trim level you can get on the Evora that I know of. Now, I may be wrong, but it is actually pretty comfortable considering everything. It has these crazy bucket seats. Ignore all my crap in there, but it has these crazy bucket seats that are manual only. The cabin is actually not extremely small, which was what I was expecting. Carbon fiber little hood there on the gauge cluster. The Emira is amazing. It's like another step above this interior wise, materials wise, but I am shocked at how nice this car is to drive. It's got AP racing brakes. I do not think the exhaust is stock because it has these titanium tips on there. I'll let you guys see. Is it? The valves still work. There's a little button right there, a little exhaust button. See, on an Evora GT, it's supposed to be square like this, and it has the two tips instead of a square tip like that. It has the carbon sills here with Lotus in it. It has carbon all the way around the outside on the bottom, which is amazing. And it just looks so sick, and it sounds incredible. This is an automatic, not a manual. They come in a manual. Someone had told me the automatics were a single clutch automated manual, but it's not. I actually looked it up, and it's called an IPS, and it is the Toyota, the U880E transmission. So it is actually a slush box with Lotus's own software on it. I'm actually really surprised, but it's pretty responsive. And the downshifts are decent if you're up in the range, up in the revs a little bit. I like this little spoiler. I like the black roof. With the black there, you can see the supercharger right there on top. It looks just like an Emira engine because I'm pretty dang sure it makes the same amount of power. I could be wrong. Has these daytime running lights down here, which for some reason are not on. Kind of wanted those and these on. I guess the car needs to be running for those little daytime running lights to turn on. Now there was plenty of space in here until you have to pull things out of your pocket. Push button, put the key in, twist it. There you go. Then push it. Oh, okay, or it doesn't want to start. Try that again. What the heck? Well, now I might be in trouble. Lotus problems, am I right? Let's try this one more time. There you go. Just had to pull it out and, okay. Valve is closed. Valves open. Sounds incredible, and you can hear that supercharger coming. This is amazing. Love the way it looks. Love these wheels. Love this little cutout here. It's really awesome. I love the vents on the hood. Oh, man, what a cool car. When I'm telling you this is one of the best cars I've ever driven, I'm serious. This thing is so much fun. It's not even fast, right? Like, it's quick for sure, but is it fast? No. First thing you gotta do, put it in sport mode. Just the supercharger noise, the seatbelt I don't like. Because of the bucket, it's like, it's just weird. There's no up and down adjustability to the thing, so it's like, kind of feels like it's choking me out a little bit. Listen to this thing. Supercharger, exhaust. Exhaust is on. to figure out how to get into one of these. Now, we'll see how this video does to see if, you know, Lotuses or this Lotus gets any views. But if I could get myself into one of these things as a Audi replacement, oh, I love this thing. Just the freaking crack on shift and it's just alive. This thing is so much fun. None of the burbles on downshift, just straight. For an automatic transmission, a regular old Aisin is the company who built this transmission. It is a Toyota transmission. For a regular old transmission, this thing is so much fun. I'm about to miss my turn. I just missed my turn. I'm so focused on this thing, I'm not paying attention at all to my turns. This thing is so much fun. I love this car. It looks the part, it sounds the part, and I hate the way V6s sound. But the 2GR Toyota motor in this thing, that's in the Emira as well, this is not stock. I mean, it's gotta have a muffler delete or something. It's louder than an Emira for sure. But I usually don't like the way V6s sound, but this thing sounds so good. And then with that supercharger whine, which comes from the intake over here, oh my gosh, it sounds so good. All right, here we go. Even at like regular RPMs, it sounds good. Now, if you close the valves, it's real quiet. Let's open the valves back up. Hear that? Very big difference. Sounds great. God, what a cool car. Here, let's roll this window down a little bit so we can hear the supercharger. Ready? Just makes such good noises. I've always liked Lotuses. I've never necessarily loved them. I got in and out of an Elise a long time ago. I just didn't fit. Like, it is hard for me to get in and out of an Elise. You have to fold yourself in half like a taco and throw yourself backwards to get me, not yourself, me, to be able to get myself in and out of an Elise. And then when you get in it, it's very small. This is small too, but it doesn't feel like cramped like an Elise. An Elise is kind of pointed inward, so you lose leg space. This car is just so much fun. The paddles are so weird looking. I'll have to show you guys here in a second. They're so small, and they almost feel like metal with rubber on top. Like, they're definitely metal, but it's got like this soft texture to it, almost like it's rubber. If you've ever been around an old Ferrari, like a 360 or a 430, the ones that have the issues with the sticky buttons, that's what these paddles feel like before the stickiness. Like, they haven't gotten sticky yet. Car's so cool. I love this car. I think this car is for sale for $77, which again is a lot of money, right? But for what all you're getting, the experience, the noise, I don't know Lotuses that well, so I couldn't tell you whether this is going to be reliable or not. I'd assume the powertrain at least would be reliable, the transmission and the engine. Just past a house where there's like 4 quattroportes all just backed in at the end of the driveway behind a couple other cars. Like, they don't run. Like, it's comfortable. Like, the ride's really compliant. It's not, the exhaust is noisy, but watch, ready? Drone. Turn the exhaust off, like close the valves, and this thing's great. It's comfortable, right? It doesn't have, it's not a dual clutch, it's not a single clutch. It's, the transmission's really smooth when you want to put it into drive and get it out of manual. Click off sport. It's got heated seats. I haven't even put it in race mode yet. This thing's great. Now, obviously, I'm gonna put it back in sport, open the valves back up, put it back in manual mode, and get it. Man, what a cool car. I can't say that enough. These seats are amazing. They're pretty comfortable. As far as like hardcore sports cars go, this thing is great. Every once in a while, you'll get a really, really loud crack out of the exhaust, like right as you go to downshift. I think it cuts the fuel when it's already in engine braking mode. and then you downshift, you'll get a really loud, like really loud, just one. And it's right as, it's before the revs go up. It scared me the first time. I was like, what the hell is that? I'm guessing it's because it's got that muffler delete. And I said this before when I drove the Emira. I love the Emira, but man, those are they haven't come down in price yet. They're $104,000 to $110,000. This thing again is still a lot of money at 75 grand, but man, what a car for 75 grand. And it only has 14,000 miles on it. So there's that as well. There's a cop behind me, so that's why I'm kind of relaxing. Let me go ahead and click that button. Get real quiet. All right, turn that exhaust back on. Don't actually see him behind me. He was pulling out behind me, but I don't think he actually did. This thing is just, it's so engaging, and the steering feels amazing. Like, the steering feels amazing. And I'm not one to talk about steering feel. I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to be talking about steering feel. I'm not pushing these cars hard enough. I'm just really talking about like what it would be like to own, to drive normally every day, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, this thing sounds so good. Now the transmission, when you're at low RPMs, which is to be expected, right? It's smooth, all that. But the transmission at low RPMs is pretty slow, which I guess is a good thing. I'm surprised that hasn't spilled. There's a clearly what looks like a 3D printed cup holder, which is kind of funny, but it works really well. Hear it right there when I let off? Oh, nice. It's not even a G35 or a Q50, it's a freaking M. An M37 in front of me with a muffler delete or something that's making all kinds of noise. Guys, answer this question in the comments below, please. Would you guys watch videos if I bought one of these? Would this be something that's interesting to you guys? Now, obviously, I'd have to have things I could do to it, right? I guess I could, you know, try and get more power out of the motor with the supercharger, maybe put a smaller pulley. I don't know that much about Lotuses, so, you know, do exhausts, you know, those kind of things. Obviously, I'd have to have things I could do to it to make videos about it, right? Rather than just driving it around. But you guys let me know. Would this be something you guys would be interested in if I brought it to the channel? Or would you rather me get another Audi? I'm seriously heavily considering, obviously it'd be way cheaper than this. I'm heavily considering either getting an RS7 or an S8. An S8 would be more, for me, it's, you know, it's more comfortable as well as fast. An RS7 would be more rowdy and more fun for the videos. So yeah, you guys let me know. What do you think? What should I bring to the channel? I should probably buy something at some point. I wanted a V8 M3, and those have just gotten so expensive for the amount of miles you get, and they're getting so old that they make me a little nervous. Oh, there's that pop. A crazy loud pop. Pull. Here we go. That's only half throttle, shifting at like 4,000 RPMs, and it goes to 7. Oop, there's a cop. Let me just make that quiet really fast. Not doing anything. I'm just hanging out. I swear. Make that loud again. Here we go. Oh. There's that pop again. This was the little 3D printed cup holder I was talking about. But also, look at these little paddles. Pretty small, kind of weird looking. They're definitely metal. Listen to that. Listen to this. Hear it? How it kind of like gives a little bit of something, overrun pops, like a flutter when I let off the gas. Kind of weird. BMWs do that too. guys, that's going to do it for my time with the Evora GT. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye.